Welcome everyone, we're back for a second stream today on the 45 show. The only reason I jumped on the stream is because .NET 7 is out. I was stunned. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I totally forgot about it, and then it's out. So I haven't had a chance to play with the new bits, and I thought, why not do it with you? So if you are watching the stream, then welcome. It's nice to have you here. We're going to learn about .NET 7, and I'm really keen in building something with gRPC because they added support for HTTP calls. If you've worked with gRPC before, then you know that you had to have a gRPC client in order to call it, but with .NET Core 7, they made it available over HTTP, which means that I can also test my Postman updates, because Postman now allows you to call gRPC services, but it wasn't really working with .NET Core, and I gave up a little bit on that. But now we can go back and look at it. I hope everyone's well. It's gonna be a chill stream, mainly exploratory. I'm just going through the process in my mind of how things work and look at what's new and maybe try to build something. So if you are with me, let's jump into. Hey Lilian, 2 streams in one day. I know we're setting up new precedents, but I thought why not? Because as I said, I was going to play around with it anyway, and I have an hour, so why not do it together? And with that, I'm going to share my screen so we can all see what I am seeing, and then we can start looking at the announcement. Let me share my screen. It should be somewhere around here. There you go, found it. And let's add it to the stream. I'm tiny, tiny. I wish there was a way to make myself a little bit bigger, but this is the penalty you pay for using Restream or StreamYard or whatever. Hey, Shirley Dev, I forgot I had the stream open in the browser window. I hope I didn't give you a scare, Shirley Dev, but thanks for joining me. Are you saying that you had the stream open this morning and then you totally forgot about it and suddenly started playing? It's great. I like accidental encounters. They are great. So as I was saying, .NET Core 7 Preview 1 was just announced. And you know me, if you don't know me yet, then you'll definitely know that I like to test and break things at the first instance that they are available. So I'm going to grab the documentation, which is here, the announcement. That's the announcement coming out today for ASP.NET Core updates. And then there is another one that was about announcing .NET Preview 1 and all the breaking changes. So let's see, they have breaking changes as well. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to release something without breaking some eggs. So we do have the celebrating of 20 years, which was this, was it Monday? The 14th? I think it was Monday. Valentine's Day. And .NET 7, exactly, I know. Remember, .NET 6 is LTS, but .NET 7 is, oh, I'm sorry, Shirley Dev. I'm not even off 4.7.2 framework in my day job yet. So you're almost 3 frameworks behind now. Just saying. Hey, I know that you don't have a choice on that, and no judgment. but it is hard. I get it. I think in 2015, I was working for a company that would only support .NET. Was .NET 3? Yeah, they were stuck at .NET 3, 3.5. They couldn't even go .NET 4, and we had to use SignalR, and SignalR had some bugs that you couldn't. They were fixed in the next version of SignalR, but I had to use .NET 7, .NET 4, which were not on yet. It's insane. And that was 2015, so it wasn't that far away. The pace of the cloud, there's no way to keep up. I know, but innovation is nice because it brings new features, but at the same time, you don't have to use the new features. The reason why I'm saying this is because .NET Core made it explicitly easy to pin a framework for your application, and as long as the runtime is available, you can have multiple side-by-side solutions running, targeting different frameworks. Charlie Dev will probably feel the pain because he's still on .NET 4.7, the full framework. And back in the day of the full frameworks, which are still around, you could not update the framework. Just not update the framework like this. It was a serious decision, and once you go forward, you can roll back. If you ever had to roll back frameworks, then you know that you might as well just repave the whole server and start from scratch, because it was a pain. It could be worse. 2 years ago, I was in a job and I was still using VBA in Excel on a daily basis. Somebody on Twitter the other day said, who's still using Excel or Access? And then I thought to myself, half of the public sector is using Excel and Access to do things and have solid, heavy VBA supporting some really complex procedures. So don't be surprised if they're still around. And they do pay well if you like to work on these things. How to enable AOT build? I don't know. Do we have AOT build in .NET 7? I know that they were working on that. So let's search AOT. Interop, pinvoke, code generation. We integrated the pinvoke source generator that was prototyped in .NET 6, which means the converted pinvokes are AOT compatible. So not exactly what you were asking, Tony. Let me see if I can find anything else. There is another AOT somewhere around here. There were so many cool features announced, like trimming and AOT. It is in the comments, and somebody has already commented there. While the runtime gets support, AOT, no AOT. No announcement on that. It's not included in today's announcement. And since I am not privy of that team, I don't know where AOT is sitting. I suspect that they want to bring it. I remember they were talking about AOT back in the .NET Core 1 days. You know, the very early days of .NET Core when they were announcing stuff. I know it's still there. They're still working on that. There's no response on this comment, obviously. WinUI and Maui. They definitely need it for WinUI and Maui. Thanks for chipping in, Tony. First time chat. Very nice. But let's take it from the top and see what's been added. I mean, this is a massive, this is definitely a massive blog. And I think they have a breakdown of new features. ASP.NET Core, EF7. Usually .NET Core and EF Core go side by side. ML.NET, which is awesome to have. .NET Maui. Is that not like preview freaking 12 now? Like these guys are taking their sweet time with the previews, right? David, love David. David Ortino, what is he saying? Thanks for following, Tony. We love our followers. .NET Maui release candidate. Oh my God, we have the release candidate? During the first quarter of the year, we'll continue to ship. Oh, this is just a timeline. I got excited for no reason. .NET 7 should be around November time. Like we usually do our announcements and releases then. Don't know where it goes, but it will ship to .NET 7. Okay, cool. Yeah, hopefully we can see it. I think they're in preview 12 right now with Maui. Don't know how many more previews they will have if you are a Maui person. Then there's NuGet. What is a NuGet? I'm super curious about this. Plan for NuGet in 2022. Also, this is just the announcements. The issue contains summary. What are they working on? Small breaking changes. Large investments in NuGet are the following themes. Highly requested features. Okay. Not so interesting at this point. Well, we can come back to that later unless you guys want to have a specific look at this. Let's go to download. Download. Let's bring it down. We want the Windows 64-bit. I'm gonna close my terminal for now because I was literally just about to create my first Grpc project, and I said, well, we might want to do it all together, right? Downloads, open. Just thinking about it. Install. Why not? Of course I approve of the install. And then as this one is installing, the other things that they have is container images as well, which is nice. Nice to know that they're fully containerized and ready to go. It has been tested with Visual Studio. We'll be using Visual Studio Code, and there might be things not working as well. We recommend you use the preview channel builds if you want to try .NET 7 with Visual Studio family products. Visual Studio for Mac support for .NET 7 isn't available yet. Visual Studio for Mac. So many stories. Cloud native and containers. .NET multi-platform, that's MAUI, okay. There you go, I told you there was preview 12 and now we're in preview 13. Shipping MAUI support for .NET 6. Release candidate soon. Release candidate means that you can almost go to production with that. Okay, that's good. Cloud native. I am pretty sure that there would not be support in Azure App Services yet. Let's see. Orleans. Make it easier to use and implement and improving with Orleans. Are they saying anything about... Where's my App Services stuff? I doubt that we have .NET support, .NET 7.1 support in App Services. Although it would be awesome considering that these teams are now merged into one. There are some breaking changes. Do you know what they are? Do you want to see what they are? I wonder if they're breaking something major. Like from my perspective, I want to make sure that authentication isn't broken, right? Deserialized version type, Windows Forms. Okay, there's nothing really big that is breaking from... it should be okay. libuv, breaking changes for Kestrel. Okay, well, it doesn't look too bad. I think the installer must have completed, so let's close this one. And now I'll open my terminal again. And here, make this more manageable and readable. .NET -v. Sheesh. Welcome to .NET 7. We already have some error messages there. Installed. Trust certificate, run this. Let's do this because there might be a new certificate. Oh, I think it's because I did V. Is it version? .NET version? // version? Because I put V there, I didn't like it. Oh, interesting. The first one worked. Okay. So this is the default one that you get the first time you install it with all the information that you want to get out of the first run, and then it just threw because it didn't find the command because -v is not there. What is npm? npm v, right? -v. And then you can also do npm -- version. See, that's exactly why I ran the -v, because I was expecting .NET to run in exactly the same way. Oh, we can do info, okay. But they have -h for help. They don't have -i for info. Am I the only one that gets upset about it? Whoa. That's a lot. Oh, these are all the SDKs that I've installed here. I even had 6.02 preview. All the previews in my machine. 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay. Let's see what is new in ASP.NET, because that's the focus for today anyway. We have performance, which is always great to hear that things are getting faster and faster. HTTP 3, honestly, I haven't even touched HTTP 2, so bringing HTTP 3 support, it's fast. As somebody said, the cloud is moving very fast. .NET 7, want to finish it. There was a preview in .NET 6 for HTTP 3. Okay, interesting. You can expect to see advanced TLS features and more performance improvements for HTTP 3 pipelines. Good. Minimal APIs. Simplify authentication authorization configurations for APIs in general. Now that is cool. That is cool. I want to see that at some point. Grpc. This I want to test maybe today with Postman as well. Because if that works, it means that Postman can work with our Grpc endpoint using HTTP and not going through Grpc. Because when I tried to use the Grpc endpoint, it just wouldn't hit my Grpc service at all. So either .NET Grpc was not working well with Postman, and Postman expected some kind of a different endpoint, or I was doing something wrong. Nobody was able to answer that, so we're still going. Hey, BST guy, thanks for joining me. Azure, improvements to compiler, Blazor, lots of Blazor stuff. Hybrid support for .NET MAUI, WPF, and WinForms. Mixed mode AOT. Somebody asked about AOT before, and then here you go. I wonder if they have anything else about AOT here. Oh, it is in the comments again. Still rely on .NET IL when using ahead of time AOT compilation for WebAssembly, but I think this is only for WebAssembly and not for everything. Whew. Quite a few things here. We'll look at them in a bit. And then MVC improvements to endpoint routing, link generation parameter binding. That's nice. And Orleans, the actor framework for .NET. Align, integrate Orleans distributed modeling in ASP.NET Core. Oh, Orleans will ship alongside .NET 7. Haven't done anything with Orleans. Anybody has done anything with actors and Orleans or anything else like aka.net, which is another actor framework? Let me know. For more details, you can see the roadmap. For now, I don't really want to look into that, but there are certain things. You know what? I'm really excited about .NET Watch. I'll scroll that in a bit, to that in a bit. Nullable models for MVC, that's great. JSON property names and validation errors. Yes, finally, thank you. Now, if our serialization throws, hopefully we can get some error messages about which property threw. Improved console output, yes, yes, yes. Configure .NET Watch to always restart for root edits. So as I was building the .NET, the new .NET the new 4.5 so website, if you haven't seen our new website, it rocks. Only because I built it, right? 4.25.so and then web. So this new website is running all in .NET Core with Azure pages. There is minimal JavaScript, minimal CSS. We're using Bootstrap for everything. We even have, look at that, this is Inception. I love this one. It's gonna go crazy now because it will be like inside and then inside and then inside and then inside. I love Inception on our website. And then we added support for Twitter Spaces, because Twitter Spaces is something that our team is doing quite a bit. Hey, micro team, I know it's fun, right? Inception. And now we have a whole section here for all our previous Twitter Spaces. So if you want to catch up on topics that we covered before, you can come in here and do that. How cool is that? So this is our new website. Why did I get there? How did I get there? I lost my train of thought. I think I saw something that was announced and then I got excited. What was it? Oh yeah, .NET Watch. When I was building that website, every time that something created a dirty error, then or root edit, it's called the root edit. In effect, I had to restart .NET Watch. But now with this, we won't have to do that anymore. Who doesn't like that? And then gRPC JSON transcoding and gRPC support for HTTP endpoints. So getting started, we already installed the SDK. We're one step ahead. Existing projects, we can update our existing projects to .NET 7. Let's do that. So cd, and then cd grp, no, I was already in the right cd project, sorry. And I'm not. I think I went too many levels up. Okay, we're here. And then cd grpc somewhere. Yeah, Grpc Authentication with Azure Id. Not sure if this will post. Sorry, it didn't post, Charlie Dev. No links allowed on the Microsoft Developer channel. We do allow them on the 4to5 show channel if you want to jump there. It takes days to read the announcements as you test out each announcement. That's absolutely right. But I am particularly keen on the gRPC side today. So we'll start with that, and then as we come across more cool things, we'll look into them. So let's open this in code and see what we have. So I built this gRPC service some time ago that actually allows you to authenticate against Azure Active Directory. And but it's not a minimal gRPC service. So I don't know if we want to start from scratch here or if you want to keep it as is. Because, you know, with minimal, we now don't have the need for, this looks like minimal to me, or almost minimal. Everything is under main. Interesting. Oh, no. This is the client. I was like, what? This is the service over here. Thanks for following, Lear Sturge. Lear Sturge. I don't know if that means anything. Yeah. So yes and yes. Oh, you know what? Let's ignore it for now. So we have a program.cs and we have a startup.cs, and it says to upgrade, you need to change a few things. So let's change them. We want this. So let's say we need .NET 7. That's what we're going to target. Oh, this is a 3. Oh, wow. This is due for an upgrade. .NET 7.0. Okay. Then ASP.NET Core needs to be upgraded, but we don't have gRPC ASP.NET Core. Oh my God, this is using a very old version of ident.web, so we need to install quite a few things. So I wonder if we run, somebody clicked the Inception, thank you. If we run the .NET installer, NuGet installer, .NET, if it will add the right one for, so clear this, then say .NET add package grpc.asp.NET Core. Oof, didn't like this one. I didn't get reference, project name. Oh yeah, you know what? Because I'm not in a project. cd grpc service. And then we run the command. Makes sense now. What is it bringing down? We have version 2.27. So there's no 7.0 version. Okay, cool. And then we have to update the Microsoft ident.web. We got that, which should be something like version 1.12. Oh. I wonder if because the file was open, it didn't apply the changes, or if the changes are dirty. Let's see. Oh, okay, 2.42 and 1.23. Okay, we jumped 22 versions of the Microsoft Identity Web package. That's good and scary at the same time. I wonder what's gonna break. And then the last NuGet package that we need to update is the Microsoft Graph one. At this point, somebody should have said you need to create a new branch for this. Yes. Let's close this one down, and then will be git checkout bnet 7.0. So now we're in the right branch. So if we break the eggs, we don't have to worry. Oh, look at that. I removed the authentication because the last time I was playing with it, I wanted to make sure that it just works. So here, there should be an app settings file and tenant B55. So let's jump onto my Azure Active Directory tenant. Make sure that these settings are there. You know, before we even set the settings, it might be worth, I don't have the right account here, so. Too many test tenants. And if you don't know how to get your test tenant, head over to 425, aka.ms 45 show devenv, aka.ms 45 show devenv, so you can get a totally free P2 licensed Azure Active Directory to play with. And then the password, I definitely don't remember the password. Let's see if it will ask me for two-factor authentication. Will it? No. 10. Of course, always 10. I think I signed into the wrong thing. I should jump into my Active Directory. B55F. Okay, we have that one. I think the gRPC settings were correct because I played with them fairly recently and I was trying to get Postman to work and didn't work. It's been a while since we had a 45 show after dark stream. I know, Bolt. What are you doing up at this time of the day? Isn't it like crazy late for you? I didn't realize Bitwarden had a browser extension. Yeah, it has, and I trust it. So one of the few things I installed on my browser is this. Although Edge and Authenticator now do support secrets, so you can manage them through there, but it's totally up to you whether you want to use it or not. Like sometimes I'm a little bit concerned with extensions because you don't know what they're doing under the hood. Thanks for joining us, Bolt. Really appreciate it. We're looking at .NET 7. We already installed it and we're looking at the gRPC stuff. So we have gRPC client and gRPC service, E7 it says. E7 it is. So I trust that everything is there. But before we even do anything, we need to run the app. And see if it works. Oh, you know what? I feel so confident I'm going to add the authentication back in. And I think in the controller or the service, we do have an authorized tag. Yeah, I remember well. And in here, we're checking for the right permissions. Yes. And then it starts the data, sends the data back. Cool, cool, cool. And now we can actually run the service. Run. I am, fingers crossed, someone. Oh, what did it say? Something about key? Looks good. User profile is available. Hey, we're up and running. I wonder if that was the only thing that we had to change. And I'm gonna spin another window here. And then CD projects, gRPC auth, should be gRPC client. Oh, wait a minute, we didn't upgrade the client yet. Let's go and do that. Client is slightly behind. Poor client. So here, yeah, we do have an auth provider because we need to grab the token, remember? If we don't have the token, what are we going to do? Headers, are the headers there? It is backwards compatible. It will be backwards compatible, that's all right. But if we're going to do it, we might as well do everything in the right order, in the right way. But I get it, yeah, it should absolutely run fine. You're correct. Yeah, if we net 7.0 this, and then we'll have to do a bunch of, yeah, you're right. I mean, it shouldn't really require it, but at the same time, why not? .NET add package. It's also a good opportunity for us to upgrade all our NuGet packages. Remember, managing your dependencies is also a security part of your security process and your security stature. So making sure you have the latest packages is always good, and should be testing it at least on a separate branch to make sure that things are working. Uh-oh. Stream seems to be struggling on the 45, so. I think it's just the 45 show that is struggling. That's not good. Okay, we're back. We're back with a vengeance. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Testing, that's what production users are best at. Not for your dependencies, because if you upgrade your NuGet packages and then something happens, then I think this is when you're gonna find out the hard way that things are not working. But I know you're messing with me, Bolt, like you always do. So we're updating slowly our packages. If only there was a command to say NuGet app. Maybe somebody should write this. It's one more. Microsoft updating the clients. CI pipelines to check dependency version and test. I got coffee to drink. Yeah. Ah, you went to get coffee? Now you're telling me I can't have coffee. It's after 2 o'clock. How can we connect multi-cloud to each other CSPs? What is CSP? Cloud Solution Provider? There's a question from Cloud Guru 2053. What is a CSP? Sorry, so many acronyms that I struggle to keep them all in my mind. But yeah, CI/CD, as Nyland says, is great. AWS and Azure. There are lots of ways to create multi-cloud solutions. It all depends on what you mean by connecting. You can have VNets that extend outside your Azure environment. We have hybrid cloud. There are a lot of capabilities out there and a lot of different architectures to allow you to do it securely across multi-clouds. We have customers, in fact, that use all 3 clouds and want to make sure that they have business continuity, and we help them with that. I think there's Azure Sentinel, and one of the Azure Sentinel that extends across and allows you to have one single pane for everything. That's what I know CSP is. Okay. Azure Sentinel. What is Azure Sentinel? Probably not the one I was thinking. Is it Azure Front Door or is it Azure? God, there's so many services out there. This is definitely not Azure Sentinel. What is a product? Maybe under products I'll find something. Integration, hybrid and multi-cloud. There you go. Okay. Azure Arc. That's right. Microsoft Sentinel. There you go. That's for actually looking at across the board. Azure Stack for on-prem. Azure Stack Edge. Azure Virtual Data Center. loads of different solutions. It all depends on what you need to create and how you need to connect. Azure Arc as well allows you to extend your Azure network into AWS. Again, express routes to connect to Azure from different data centers to create private networks. Lots of different ways. You could look at lots of videos from our cloud solution architect. What's his name? It will come to me. That he does a lot of stuff. Yeah, I can share the link, absolutely. Maybe we should be more specific about hybrid. Can I? You just need to look for hybrid and multi-cloud on this pane here. And I'm sure, what's his name? He's European. Let's see, multi-cloud, Azure hybrid, YouTube videos. I'll see his face and then I will remember it. Azure Arc. Maybe if we go to YouTube. The size of your scroll is scary when you think about how much Azure offers. Yes, 250 something services, I'm telling you. There's a lot of, so that should be third-party marketplace. Clemens, no, it's not Clemens Vaster. Hey Seth, thanks for joining. It's one of our CSAs in Europe, who's also married to one of our CSAs as well. I can't remember his name. Azure Hybrid. And Azure Marketplace will give you that. Oh, come on. He's done like 1 million videos. And now I can't find his name. So when you try to remember a guy, oh, there you go. There he is. Thomas Mauer. Yes, he's got an insane amount of content. I would definitely recommend that you look at Thomas Mauer. Maybe he's got even his own account. I can't remember. Thomas Mauer. Man, Seth Juarez is in the house. Now I feel it. Oh, he's got some clever stuff. We even had him on the show as well. And he did Azure Arc, yes. So I would say grab this link and go at it. Any third-party marketplace company, yeah, there's Azure Marketplace. But there might be other services and other providers that can help with hybrid connections or what have you. Check out Thomas. He's a legend when it comes to multi-cloud and hybrid. We have all our packages updated. So we have our gRPC clients. Damn, this jumped quite a few versions. And then we have gRPC, what is the problem? What is your output issue? OmniSharp. Oh, it's always OmniSharp. Shift P. See, restart OmniSharp is at the very top of my command prompt. I wonder why. Okay, so everything should be back online and work. No, I don't want to. No, not now. Yeah, Thomas Mauer, BSD guy. That's the dude. Is the RPC and gRPC for remote procedure call? Yes. Sorry if you didn't know that. I should have explained it. It is the next version of remote procedure call, and it's a protocol that is driven by Google, but we have support in .NET as well. So this is a client service solution, and we have the service running already in the background, and now we're gonna use the client. What does the G stand for? I can't remember. It's been a long day, but we can definitely find out what it stands for. What is gRPC? Oh, Google Remote Procedure Call. I did say that it was driven by Google, so yeah, gRPC. It's fine. We love Google. It is a protocol, right? So nothing against that. Okay, now it's the moment of truth. .NET run. Your work is here done, Lotta. You're absolutely right. will it prompt me for authentication? Oh, look at that. We have device code authentication. I didn't even know that I set it up like that. Okay, let's grab the code. Where's the code? Where's the code? Here. The code is here. I wanted to have, and I'll sign in as my user. I have no idea what's going to happen now. Do you think that this update will be totally flawless and nothing will break? Okay. Oh! Just worked. My job here is done. We just upgraded everything to .NET 7 and it worked without us having to do anything. Sorry to hear that. Just keep checking to stay. Oh, BST guys having issues. Yeah, man. I totally feel you. Life sucks. Sucks for everyone. For different reasons. Reach out if you want to talk about it. Hey, and by the way, join our Discord. If you are working with Azure, if you are working with Azure Id, then make sure to join our Discord. Look at that. BST guy is already with his finger on the keyboard ready to do it. So I'll paste the link. And we have a YouTube channel as well. That's absolutely right. Although I did have a conversation with my boss today about our YouTube channel, and apparently it's a dumpster fire of dumb videos. In effect, we take what content we generate here and we upload it to YouTube. And I don't think anyone wants to sift through 3 hours of me talking, or me and JP, or me and Shannon talking, or me and one of our guests talking. Therefore, we need to create more optimized content for consumption. So expect to see a lot more 10-15 minute videos with very targeted content, like an extended TikTok. Oh, I also do TikTok videos. If you want to see me talking about identity in a more restricted manner, then catch me on TikTok. Right. As you can see here, with very little code changes other than updating our packages, we didn't have to do anything else, and everything worked out of the box. .NET 7 works, and authentication is working as well with it. So the MSAL client and the MSAL, we haven't tested Identity.web yet. I think we should do that next. Let's go back to the documentation. Oh, you know what? We haven't done it yet. I want to test Postman. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. Postman. So this is gonna be interesting because now, no, we can't test it yet because we haven't updated the code. We have to go back into our code and add a package for it. So if we go into the documentation or the release notes, we are signed in. We don't want that. It says here in ASP.NET Core, what else they add? Using this feature with authentication requires anti-forgery support, which isn't implemented. Ooh. So if you do this, you're gonna screw up your authentication. Okay. Don't test it yet then. So the thing I wanted to look at was, did you see that? SignalR client source generator. So now you can get a client for your SignalR service or hub without having to write the code. Love it. Bring it on. This improved console output for .NET Watch. Yes. Let's go and do that. Emojis? .NET Watch now supports emojis. Like this, probably this is not the one I was expecting to get. Yeah, SignalR. We need to test SignalR at some point. There's some new features that are out there. Oh yeah, it was SignalR with Azure Functions, and the fact that the SignalR extension or trigger does not require authentication because you use managed identity, which is awesome. .NET Watch always restart for root edits, so we can add this in our environmental variables. What can go wrong, right? Edit environmental variables. And new. They changed the UI for this one. Every time I come here, there's a new UI, and then we need to set that to true. Okie dokie. Just everything implodes. And then inject services into custom validation. I don't care about that yet. Not yet. Grpc transcoding with HTTP verbs. Yes. Yes. Show me more. Obi-Wan. Okay. I don't like this music. It's a little bit too... I thought it was supposed to be hip-hop, chill, but it's more than that. Okay, what do we need to do to get it working? We need to add a new Git package. Dun, dun, dun. Let's do this. I'm gonna stop the client is stopped, and then we'll go to the service. Let's stop this service. And then .NET add package HTTP API. Ooh. What? Tell me what to restore. There are no stable versions available. Is the best available. Consider adding pre-release. Okay, we'll add pre-release. That's fine. I mean, we're here to break some eggs, right? What did it say? Pre-release? Yeah. Living dangerously with pre-release versions. Okay. Alright, start the service in startup. Add gRPC HTTP API. And then create a client, I guess. Oh, we need to annotate them with HTTP. Oh, okay. Add proto and annotations proto to your projects. Do we have these ones? Did you say files? Add Google API HTTP proto. From where? Yeah, we branch. We're good. You're absolutely right. Where are the? Are they in the? I wonder if in the sample there are proto, Google API. Oh, look at that. We need to add them there. So that's something we need to do later. But for now, let's go back to the initial steps. What do we need to do next? We need to add this as a service. Let's go back to the codes. In our startup. They say services or app, can't remember. Is it services? Dot add services. Seems to be in the right place. Are we even referencing that? We're not. And why does it want? Why is it ignoring this one? Does not need it? Does this work without? Huh. Okay. Yeah, always branch when you play around with new features because they can break badly. Okay, so we have this one, which adds the HTTP endpoint. And the next thing we need to do is to add an option. Service greeter. Annotate gRPC. So first we need to add the files. Okay, let's follow the steps. And I suspect that they need to be in the exact same location. Suppose they overload the namespaces like I do with service helpers. Yeah, they might be. Because that version was Microsoft Attended Web 1.1, which was, I think, 13 versions ago, or 22 versions ago. So we need Proto, and we need Google API. We need to add that. So in our project, close this one's from the demo this morning. Don't need that one either. Don't save. And then here we do have protos. No, that's not right. The labs gRPC API sample proto. Why do I have protos here? Shouldn't I say proto? Huh. Okay. New folder. I think it was Google, right? And then API. And then under there's an API. Or is that just Google/API? No, that's a level, right? That's another level? Yes, okay. It's a folder. And then under here we need a new folder called API. And then under there, I wonder if that protos will cause any issues. Why did I name it protos and not proto? Also, do I map anything to that? Graph API service. This might cause issues, but we'll see. We'll see when that happens. So in here, we need to add a new file. And I can't remember what to name it. What do docs say? The docs say you need to name this one annotations.proto. No, I didn't add the file. Annotations.proto. Is there a certain marketplace for this? VS Code Proto 3. 857,000 downloads. Okay. Which one should we get? C-Lang support. I think this one, right? What does this do? Protobuf support for .NET, Protos, compile. Syntax highlighting. Okay, I'll take it. Installing. Please don't tell me to restart. God, that reminds me we need to finish the Azure Id extension. Are these things you're bolting into your ID? Yeah, these are extensions for the ID. And most of the extensions are here, so you can see them. And I have quite a few. I love Thunder Client because it's my testing ground for all things REST. But yeah, you can install all sorts of extensions, and in effect they will change the behavior of your ID. So you can install C++ or Node specific tools or JavaScript specific tools or Python specific tools. In fact, I do have pylons somewhere here. So if we look into my extensions, I have something like installed. I've got my Azure stuff, I've got my Bicep, SQL, ESLint, GitHub Codespaces, GitHub Copilot, bring it on, Jupyter for Python. I probably don't need all of them right here. And then they also have things like Docker and Terraform because I work with random stuff all the time. But yeah, feel free to grab the ones that make more sense for you and make you more productive. Okay, so we have, oh look at that, we got syntax highlighting on this one now. Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? Okay, then we need one more file. What was the other file name? The other file was, what's the name for the other one? One more level up. It's http.proto. Let's grab the raw content. C# notebooks. Yeah, man. C# notebooks are the thing you want if you don't count Borland Pascal. Oh, you're new to IDs? I think there's also a debate whether Visual Studio Code is an IDE, but I'm not gonna get there. I think VS Code is probably one of the best tools that have ever been created. There's Visual Studio, obviously, for .NET stuff. That's a little bit more heavy-handed. And then there's JetBrains Rider if you're doing .NET and all the JetBrains tooling, like IntelliJ and everything else, WebStorm, that are also cool. It all comes down to what your company pays you for and what you like working with. But VS Code does everything, it's free. And I forgot the file name here now. I think it was http.proto, right? Somebody keep me straight. Your company pays you to plug things in? Oh, not a dev? Well, you can still do things like PowerShell, right? So if you are working with PowerShell, then why not use this awesome ID to run PowerShell? In fact, I think it's a default editor from now on for PowerShell instead of PowerShell ISE if you're using PowerShell. I think it was HTTP Proto. Let's double check. Because it's being a long day, it is HTTP Proto. So what else do we need to do? Let's go back into here in the documentation. So we've done step 1, step 2, step 3. Annotate your gRPC methods in your Protofiles with HTTP bindings. Okay. So we need to annotate it with this, I guess. And then this, like in get, because you could have a post as well. The fact Microsoft builds VS Code, a competitor to their own product, to support open source is just the most humble community give back ever. I don't know if they intended it to be like that, but it has transformed or has morphed into this. And today, most people use VS Code other than anything else, even inside Microsoft. I don't need to install anything else because this gets my job done and super fast, and it's configurable. It's portable. Every extension I have here works on the most times in the cloud and my Mac when I switch it on. VS Code is awesome. It's probably one of the best things that I think VS Code and .NET Core, probably the two best things in the last 10 years. And then Azure. The whole point is to build stuff for Azure, right? Okay, let's go back into our Protofile then and install it. Hell yes, there's a Linux version as well. VS Code is amazing. You can even run it on a Raspberry Pi. It was 20 years of .NET, we celebrated it as well. You're absolutely right. Thanks, BSD Guy. BSD Guy is our very good friend from on the 45 show channel. So here you can download for all these things, even support Linux. And because, listen to this, Raspberry Pi now has a Raspberry Pi has a 64-bit operating system, you might be able to install the whole thing. They also have other versions here as well. But this is cool. I mean, it did support ARM anyway, but now with 64-bit support, it flies. Yeah, Raspberry Pi 4 should be able to support it. I think Raspberry Pi 4 will be one of the first ones to support 64-bit version, which you can download today. I did a TikTok on that the other day, so go have a check on that. Oh, it's supported in M1 chips as well. Yes, one of the first things that supported M1 chips. I mean, can you blame them? Late 2Bs can run 64-bit, can they? No, I think they announced that they will not be supporting 2. I think it's only 3 and 4s that will support it. Only because you need more than 4 gig of RAM, and I think the previous versions did not support it. Raspberry Pi 64-bit. But I could be wrong. See, the architecture is not 64-bit, so I'm surprised that you said that Pi 2 was running it. 2B? Are you sure? Like, I would be surprised. They say, Pi 1, Pi 2, and Pi 0 do not support it. Pi 0, 2, 3, and 4 will support it. Late 2Bs, it could be. I'm not an expert in Raspberry Pis. But yes, VS Code is supported and you can run it on a Raspberry Pi. I think Scott Hanselman showed somebody doing it. So that means we need to grab this option and we need to add it into our Protofile, onto our graph. Okay, I need to put it side by side so I can make sure I don't screw up the syntax for this. Let's hide the editor, and then in here it says RPC, say hello, returns blah, and then right after the calendar we need to open and close bracket, and then in here we stick the how are we gonna call this? It's just say graph, and then we don't need a name because we're not passing a name. Oh no, we're passing the calendar name, aren't we? Are we passing a name? I think we were passing a name. I'll put name. Let's see. Do you not know that we have Quake mode for, what, are you talking about VS Code or are you talking about Windows Terminal? Yeah, Windows Terminal does have Quake mode. I think it was, yes. It's actually Quake mode right now, but it is on my other window. Why? I wonder, so here, if I'm here, can I do, oh no, it opens on my ultra wide screen. Damn it, it's just Windows and tick, backtick, or tilde, or the button right above your tab. What is it? And then you just do that again and hide it away. Hey friends, I hope that was not a hey friend massage. You have to set it to open on active screen in settings. Oh, look at that. I haven't checked it yet. Okay. Thanks, Bolt. So does that mean that our service should be working? Window program is. It is. It's Windows. All Windows. Oh yeah, I wanted to check what the client was doing. So I think we sent the name down or the calendar name. I can't remember. So let's save this. Now, will it accept both HTTP and... Yeah, I know, Lopta. It is a little bit confusing, but it's fine. Sometimes there's a little bit of a language barrier. So I tend to be a bit more lenient on messages that come from people that don't speak English as their native language, like me. I can be lenient with myself. So I wonder if that will break our client by adding the HTTP endpoint. So that's the service. So if the client, what do we do in the client? I think I was sending something. What was I sending? I was sending a request. Yeah, I was sending a name. So we're still passing a name in there. Korea, Microsoft Travel. Yeah, are you from Korea? That's amazing. We have people watching us in Korea. Isn't that amazing? Okay, I'm going to run this, and worst case scenario, things will break massively. Best case scenario, they will just work. So .NET run, not even build, straight to a run. Oh, something broke. I'm telling you, something broke. What do we do? Unknown. Ensure that your proto definition file imports the proto which defines the option. Ooh, did we miss a step? I don't think we missed a step. Right, let's go back again. Add a package, which we did. Register the service, which we did. Add Google API and HTTP Proto and Google API annotations Protofiles in your project, which we did. Annotate Grpc. Oh, you know what? I think we didn't import them. There. I think we did not import that into our codes. So graph proto, yeah. So we have, let's put them side by side again. Make sure that we're seeing what we're supposed to be seeing. It's too far out. Okay, so here we have syntax tree. Then we have this one that we missed. Now the question is, I have protos instead of proto, so I don't know if that's gonna break anything. But we'll run it again and we'll find out. Nope. Error, file not found. I suspect that needs to be in the proto and not protos. How the hell did that work in protos and not proto before? So this should be proto, isn't it? Control. So if we do a search here, protos, I wonder if we have a gRPC service, tour, client protos. Okay. Is that in the client? What about the services? That's in the client. Okay, I'm gonna change it to proto because it might be an expectation that everything is under proto. And HTTP proto, no, I don't want that. That's protos JSON encoding, that's not a generate, right? It does say protos here. The following HTTP JSON mapping is enabled where representation of the JSON request is determined by protos.json. Do I need to uncomment anything here? This all seems to be okay. When set to true is a feature. It's all commented out. HTTP rule defines example. Oh, they have the example here. Okay. Service message. This enables HTTP. It's a little bit blurry or grayed out. Sorry for that. HTTP gRPC. Any fields in the message. gRPC. So is it Protos or Proto? HTTP is enabled where the presentation is in Protos. I don't know. A lot of awesome things in Windows now and WSL too. Absolutely. Is gRPC a mechanism for talking to a program that's already on potentially remote host, or does actually send the code there too? So it's a client service communication, but it's using binary instead of sending HTTP calls. So a different mode for communicating between client services, client and services, or client service architecture. More native, more low level than standard HTTP. So it doesn't like, so what is that? Okay, so we're gonna do Proto. Oh, you know what? It could be because we're not including them. This is just for including, it could be that they're not in the output and therefore it can't find them. Wait, where is that from? gRPC CS Pro. Did we not update that to gRPC service? Proto, we changed that. And we changed this. Good. What's the point of having 66 channel points without the option to mute crystals for 30 seconds? That's why I'm not enabling the bot, man. Because I know you're gonna mute it. If you mute me, what are you gonna listen to? Music? I might as well just do silent muted streams if that's the case, Bolt. If that's what you want, Bolt. I think I need to include this protobuf. No, I think we're missing something in the output. So if I bet you that if we look into the project here, we have in the sample, the CSproj file, they have a solution. Ugh. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Let's see. No, they only include the protobuf file. Proto, great. Link protos, great proto. Include proto. Oh, and they create a link, okay. It's so confusing sometimes. Did you update the directory name? I did change the directory name, yes. I did. I changed it to proto. So the file is graph proto is the endpoint. So let's see what they have here. Photos, grid photo. Also, they have forward slashes instead of backward slashes. Protos. And then in the project, services, this is one level up. Sample, proto, yes. Grid proto. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. Graph proto. Why are you taking all the screen here? You're being greedy. You're being greedy. Edge. There you go. I want to see more code. The directory is still Protos, is it? Yes, it was. Oh, I didn't rename it. You're right. I did not rename it. So you say that was the problem. Or did I rename? No, I think I renamed it and then it was still broken. It says file not found, projects, gRPC, service, import was not found. Proto, graph, proto, error. Import Google API proto was not found. Is that at the right level? Should be, right? Because they're exactly at the same location. They're exactly at the same place. But I wonder if it's in the bin. It needs to be in the bin, and because it's not in the bin, you can't find it. But does it need to be in the bin? I don't see it there. That's under, yeah, see what I'm saying? So it's not really in the bin directory. runtimes. We don't need that. So it doesn't get copied across. So what is this project doing that we're not doing? So we have Proto 3, yeah, we have the Google API annotation, and we did name it Google API annotations.proto. Name is there. And then we have, package, and then the service. Okay. So what is it that we're missing? Greeter service. Say hello. I have two different, assuming the sample code works. Yeah, they usually don't put sample code that doesn't work. You know, I'm only messing crystals. We should perhaps sort out some redeemable things. I know we need to spend some time sorting these things out. Yeah, I'm with you, Bolt. Definitely something we need to do. Let's see, this one supports a post, but we don't care about post. We care about get. The only problem is that we can't get the thing to compile. And I don't know if I'm missing something from the... So everything is proto. And created proto. Yeah, that's the one that we're looking for at. And then there's API. And then here, they don't have anything different, do they? No, they have the standard things. They don't have anything. Just the very top, they have the definition there. Okay. And in the other API file, that's the one we're looking at. Yeah, so the previous one was annotations, and they don't have anything specific to the project. So it's generic. The only question is why is it not included? I wonder if it's not, if you can find it. Hey, thanks Lotta, thanks for joining. We'll spend maybe 10 more minutes on this one, and then I will give up and reach out to James tomorrow and see why I can't get to work, what I'm doing wrong. There's already 12 pull requests there. So the proto is here. We have the right thing. We haven't done any typos or anything, have we? Let's see. Sometimes it's the stupid things that get you, like typos. Annotations.proto, http.proto. Yeah. Hey, I added emotes, Bolt. You should have used them. Yeah, 5 more minutes and then family is calling me. So I need to call today. What are we missing? What are we missing? Sample. Some SLN. I don't think they have any files copied here. Server. App settings. There shouldn't be anything, which is fine. In the CS prods. You're not copying any files explicitly. Still running .NET 6. And then we do have the same includes Grpc service, proto. Wait a minute. Oh, that's the client. Shit. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, please tell me that I didn't update the right thing here. No, I did. So proto graph.photo graph services. Graph service, Grpc services, server, link. Is that the service? Client is still 3.1. I know. I thought we updated the client to 7.0, didn't we? Everything else has been updated. But I don't think this should make a difference. Grpc service with auth. We're like, yeah, everything is working. .NET 7, boo, and it wasn't. but I thought so. That's our service here. Yeah, exactly, Bolt. All these awesome emotes for you. Yeah, that's still the same error message. Can't find that file. File not found. Google API Annotate. Did I mistype that? That's the right name, right? Annotations.proto. Yeah. Annotations.proto. And then this file is in graph proto, which means that it should be at the right directory level. So it says in the csproj file, let's close this one down. Let's close this one down. In the csproj file, it has protobuf include proto, gRPC services, link, protos. Why does it have protos there, not proto? Where's that protos coming from? Is the directory called Google API in the directory listing? The directory listing is, yes, it's called Google API. BSD guy. Am I saying the right thing? Official gRPC support from Microsoft? Yes, yes, that is right. Taniwa3. This is the right directory. And we have the right files in the right place. So I'm not sure. That's cool. Yeah, you're welcome. We're just testing .NET 7 now, and there's some cool new HTTP support as well. Should be Google directory and then API directory. I think that's how it is. Just the way that it's shown in VS Code. So if I come here, right, it's Proto, then Google, then API, then the two files. It's just VS Code shows it in a different way, in a weird way. Is this beyond the gRPC web that we've seen before? Well, gRPC by default allows you to have client-service communication at the binary level, but now they added support for HTTP calls, which means they can call a gRPC service over HTTP rather than calling it through a gRPC client. No, it's okay. All input is welcome here. All input is welcome as we try to fix this. So we have the files here. So there's a question on the Microsoft Developer with regards to whether websites such as Twitch, Reddit, and Twitter can raid your Microsoft account that you're signed in on Edge. No, Edge creates almost like a sandbox, so your signed-in user should not be available to other websites. What you might get is single sign-on for certain things that work with the MSAL cache. But if I understand correctly, your website, the Twitter account should not have any knowledge of the signed-in user in Edge. I don't know if they can explicitly ask for it. Like, I'm not an expert on how that authentication works, but I would say that that's a no for now. So this is the service. So gRPC has been a core. We don't have any gRPC tools here. Interesting. Okay. Do we even need them? Then have gRPC HTTP API. Yes. We don't have Swagger. TBD Gamer just rated the channel with 11 viewers. Hey, TBD Gamer and friends, welcome. We are working with .NET Core 7 Preview 1, and we've updated our gRPC service, and now we're trying to figure out how to add HTTP support. Yes, it just came out today, so if you're a .NET developer, just go and download it and have a play with. The upgrade was a breeze, everything worked out of the box, but we tried to do slightly more advanced stuff by adding HTTP support, and now we're stumped. We're in early preview alpha territory, and things may not work as expected, but I think we're missing something small and I can't find what it is. Like, it should be a minor detail. Generate documentation file, we don't care about that. Include, I wonder if we just need to add that. I wonder if we need to add the include proto greet proto. Why is that one level up? Is that one level up because it is one level up? It is, right? So you have server. So proto is not here. Proto is one level up. That's why he's calling it from there. Okay. Come on, come on. How far can we be? No, I'm just looking at random stuff now. Server. It must be here. Why do you have www root? I don't know. It's a web app. So what are we missing? I wonder if there's anything in the documentation that we haven't looked at. It says add that. Say hello can now be invoked as a gRPC and protobuf and as an HTTP API. So we can use both. Very good. Okay, this is a simple HTTP CSV rule for more customization. It's available on NuGet. Yeah, we don't care about gRPC using a proxy service. This project has the same feature as gRPC Gateway, but without a proxy. Okay, it's just talking about different capabilities here. I know in Visual Studio, when you add files, sometimes it automatically copies them into the output. And I wonder if that's the case, if we need to get these files into output in the bin. So server startup doesn't do anything with copying those files. File path. Swagger, endpoints, service. So nothing in here. File path. That's for Swagger, which we don't really care. Documentation, which we don't really care. I mean, we care, but not at this point. So first gRPC API and then Swagger. Okay, that should be fine. So our startup is more or less the same, right? We have that's the client looking at their own startup. And I was looking at the wrong file as well. So here, startup. I am also surprised that we had protos and not proto, and it was still working. But since we changed the, so in effect, if we go back into our graph, import Google API annotations proto. It says I can't find the file, but the file is there. Annotations, Google API annotations.proto. And that's the file I can't find, right? Headbagging. Import Google API annotations proto was not found or had errors. Oh. The build failed, fix the build errors and run again. Okay. So it was either not found or it had errors. That's interesting. Could there be anything in here that we don't have properly configured? I mean, this was a straight copy paste, right? So I'm more erring on the side of not being found. Copyright. Message HTTP rules 1. I don't think we need anything else from here. And then everything else is just copying, either comments. Up settings, no, that. In the CS prods, do we need to, I mean, we're not including it here. I don't think we need to output it. The only difference that we have is in the services, in the CS prods file. The one thing that we don't have is the link. Now the question is, do we need to add a link here? I don't know, but let's add it. I don't see any harm. But I also don't see how that has anything to do with the file that is missing. Proto, and then we have graph. See, graph service. No, it's graph.proto. Okay. Include proto graph. Okay. Not gonna work, but yeah. I mean, that change would have nothing to do with the Google API. Not found or had errors. I wonder if there are any existing issues here on the repo that we need to look at. Code. What are the errors or comments? Issues. Oh, you need to put the issues there? Damn. Grpc. Simplify authentication authorization when using web application builder. That's not me. HNCO roadmap for .NET 7. What does that have to do with gRPC? Damn it, that's not the right place to search for things. Where's the documentation go? Am I in the wrong place? Source. Uh-oh, did we lose? I think that's the one, right? Yeah, that's the one. No blocking. I am telling you, I don't have it. Where's the import for the Protofiles again? Yeah, let's look at that. That import is in the Protofile here. So graph, it says import Google API, and they are the same level under Proto. So almost like it doesn't find it. Google API, could be this. Could be this. Nah. Nah. I highly doubt it. Shouldn't make any difference. Yeah. Expected failure. Okay, so it's not that. Let's do this. Then let's do this. And option Google API. Are we missing a certain import? Like he's using this one here, but he only imports the. I wonder if they forgot to import it. Proto, is it HTTP Proto? No. Oh, 2 error messages now. File not found. Annotations Proto. Then file not found on HTTP Proto, and then import was not found. Import is not found. Sorry, only this one. So we definitely know that this is an issue with importing the file. The question is, where does this file need to be? And do we need to output it into the copy always? How do we do that? Item group, do you remember? Copy file to output. Proto in front of the import. Like here? Proto here? Is that what you're saying? Well, we can always try that. No, in front of Google. Oh, okay. Oh, you mean the fully qualified path? Okay, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I mean, having Proto before. Yeah, that could be it. Who knows? Nope. That is a nope. File not found. HTTP rule is not defined. Did we get that same error message before? I don't think we got that same error message before. Did something change? Right, let's remove that. Because we're only getting one error message before, right? Yes or no. Let's see. File not found. Import was not found or had errors. So a very different error message. Huh. That is very weird. Do we need to just output it? Output file, copy file to bin. Is it publish file? Yeah, maybe publish. Publish, no. .NET, sysprods. Yeah, it wasn't published. What is the target? How to copy files to output directory. Yeah, I mean, that's an old one, but it should be item group. And then, what is it? You have to pass the name. What is the name? Controlling output folders. That's not the one. Copy to local file assemblies true. Output directory. No, I don't want that. That's like package reference includes, compile, package reference. No, I don't want that. Where is it? Copy local file assemblies. No. Really? Come on. How hard is it to do a .NET copy files to specific directory as follows? I mean, don't want that, but copy destination. Copy. Preserve newer, isn't it? Yes, copy files item, file item. Oh, is it copy file item? There you go. Thanks, BSD guy. And thank you, my Korean friends. Just one of you were faster. So here. So content. We don't want to include, but we want to do that. It should be there. And content. Oh, it's there. And then item group here, and then I don't want to. Does it have any IntelliSense? Includes. We can do a file, I guess. So it should be at this level. It should be Proto, and then Google, and API, and then star. Dot star, right? Yeah. So if we do a build, .NET build, oof, no, I didn't like it. Target elements must have one of the following operations: include, update, or remove. Content. What did I? It's lowercase. Didn't like it. Oh God. Okay. It says Google API error, file not found. Do not put Proto in here. Are you messing with me? Can't find directory. Just file not found. CMaskers projects, Grpc service, Grpc with auth error. Import. No, that was the previous one. Oh, that's the. Okay, so it copied the file, just didn't find it. You're using a preview version of .NET. Yeah, that's fine. File not found. Build failed. So the build fails because it can't find the file. But if we open here now under .NET 7. Oh, the files were not copied across. Should they be copied across? Also .NET delete recycle bin, we don't want that. So it says that in the debug under Proto, I didn't copy the files. Should this not have copied the files across? Include copy to output directory true. Item group, content include, yeah, link based, content include, copy, preserve newest, yeah. Maybe we do star star. Nah, still didn't find it. And I don't know if Bane, OBJ, debug, and 7. Damn, that's not even there yet. Right, I might call it a day and have a fresh look at it tomorrow because I am tired. Right, we're gonna rate our very good friend Leon because he's always doing some educational stuff. Thanks everyone for joining me. Sorry we couldn't finish today, but you know, duty calls, so I need to go and see the family as well at some point. Thanks for joining me, having a fun time with .NET 7. If you have any specific things that you'd like me to see cover, let me know. I'll be more than happy to cover them next time. Trying to get to the RAID console. And thanks for all the questions and feedback. As always, really appreciate it having you by my side while I'm streaming. It's always fun. And thanks for all the help. Right, let's go and raid Leon because this guy is the best. Learn with Leon. Take care, everyone. Have a nice afternoon, and I will see you all soon. Probably next week. Stay safe.